To you, I'm Carolyn Long.
And I'm Brad Stevens. Mayor Lucas says Kansas City has seen 10 straight weeks of declining numbers of COVID cases. That's back to the kind of numbers that the city was seeing last October.
So we're going back to the looser restrictions Kansas City had then. Now, here's what you need to know. Starting tonight, restaurants and bars can go back to operating at regular hours and can continue in-person service at midnight. But they still have to follow the same precautions, so everyone still has to wear a mask and keep a social distance. And there are no limits on the size of gatherings, from weddings to sporting events.
The mayor says experience shows these kind of events can be held safely, even though the first live event at the T-Mobile Center, Disney on Ice, had to cancel its final performances.
The Disney on Ice issue was more that there was an outbreak of the cast itself when they came to Kansas City, and there was I think perhaps either omission or concealment of an outbreak in the cast itself and the crew. It wasn't so much a challenge of thousands of people who brought in COVID-19 because they were attendees at the event. It was more because of, I think, bad acts by the promoter.
One of the events that will be held next month is the men's and women's Big 12 championships. Tonight, we have team coverage of the new guidelines to the reaction to them.
And we begin here with Abby Dodge and the news on the Big 12. And Abby, despite all this, it's not going to look like a normal Big 12, will it?
You're right, Carolyn, it won't. For fans who were hoping to celebrate the Big 12 tournament here in Kansas City outside of the T-Mobile Center, it's not that great of news. Normally, they've got fans packed here on Grand to celebrate with a big pep rally and things like that. But it is not going to happen this year. Kathy Nelson with the KC Sports Commission says there's a 20% capacity inside the tournament, and they've also canceled the Fan Fest on Grand and pep rallies. That doesn't completely align, the 20% capacity doesn't completely align with the new executive order the mayor announced today. The city no longer has a capacity limit for events, but the Big 12 does. This means only a select few people will get inside the arena. The KC Sports Commission CEO Kathy Nelson says they're working hard to keep athletes and spectators healthy.
The Big 12 Conference has put together a very detailed plan on student-athlete health and safety in cooperation with their medical team and the Kansas City, Missouri Health Department. The Kansas City Sports Commission, T-Mobile Center, and the Convention Center are committed to protecting staff, guests, and events while working within city guidelines and making sure that events can properly be hosted in a very safe manner.
And the Big 12 tournament is happening March 10th through the 14th. We're going to keep an eye on ticket availability since there is only 20% capacity. Live in Kansas City, Abby Dodge, KC, TV5 News.
Thanks, Abby.